Of course, there are many aspects to creating paintings like this, and it takes many years to really develop a certain level of skill, comfort, and the more, let's say, esoteric aspects of your creativity. It just takes some maturity. You can gain skills and you can practice, and you can find so many wonderful teachers these days on YouTube, basically. So I urge you to look around, but if you've been drawn here, I welcome you to join me for my introductory workshop, Raindrops on Roses, where you'll receive a download packet that will help you follow along and learn about the different aspects, basically, the basics. And so all levels are welcome in the introductory workshop. And then for those who would like to continue and get into deeper aspects, you can graduate and you can learn more about that. There are links below. Feel free to click on them and learn what it is I'm offering. The way I teach is both the technical aspects, materials, how to use them, and you can go as deep as you want with me, especially if you do a one-on-one. And also the part that is a little more esoteric, which is the basis for the desire to love the art, to love art, to want to become an artist. That's the underlying real urge to be creative. It's native to our being. It's actually what I believe. It's our superpower. So you want to tap into it. And if you are drawn to creating paintings and artwork or whatever form, it can be oil, pastel, drawing, watercolor, anything. But if you're drawn to visual arts, then you want to start tuning into how to use your materials, how to really work with them, and how to work with various aspects of your consciousness along with it. This is absolutely critical. And it's something that was completely left out during my time in school. So I tell people, that I learned how not to teach. So I take you into through a different doorway, let's say, where we have both feet on the ground, but we have definitely the ability then to open our spiritual eyes and work in conscious ways where we're seeing deeply and we're understanding more about the mechanisms of creativity. It's pretty amazing. It affects all areas of life. It will broaden your sense of self and confidence. It's a wonderful practice. So you get a taste of it when you join me for the introductory workshop. If that draws you, I also offer one-on-one, which is a more focused, deeper dive, where my attention is basically completely on you, and we do whatever is going to be best for you. So I hope you'll consider joining me. I'm Leslie Montana, and enjoy the rest of the video. There's a small part of this video upcoming where I show you the detail that you'll be working with in the introductory workshop of the reddest rose and some very just simple practical pointers. So enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Hey, welcome. Here we are in front of this drawing it's an underdrawing for the painting Reddest Rose that I'm about to begin. So I've done a pencil drawing, and it's pretty well laid out. There's a lot of detail in it. People have asked me a number of times about how can they get a drawing that's very detailed and full of the information that they need, so that they can follow it basically to create. And I teach that in my classes, but in the meantime, right now, right here, I want you to see that there are many, many little lines. They're just, they're basically guidelines. So these lines are just like dashes, dots, little curves. They're not like, well, some of these are long lines, but they're mostly here for me to see, where am I in the painting? What am I doing? They're coordinates. I call them coordinates. It's like a map of where you're going to go with your paint and your brush and how you're going to get there. So this is hot press paper. This is a very smooth paper. It's Arches. It happens to be Arches 150 pound, which is the density and weight of the paper. I have in my hand a really accessible paintbrush. I'm not sponsored by these people, but I recommend this brush as a very reasonably priced watercolor brush. I'm using a size 8. They're called Silver Black Velvet. I found these when there was an embargo on sable coming into the country a long time ago. I was looking to get more brushes, and I tend to really use my brushes up, so I mash them, and they don't hold a point for forever. There are many artists who keep brushes for years, but because I don't, this has actually been a wonderful discovery for me, because these are, much, much less expensive than sable brushes. So you can investigate this and let me know how you like them. I would love to hear from you about that, or if you have any other brushes that you really like. So here I am in front of this drawing. It's going to be the remake of Reddest Rose. Now, what I do is I take, I do the drawing, and this is a kneaded eraser, and you can see how this works. Is you can stretch it, turn it in on itself, and soften it up with the warmth of your hands. And while there is some information that will tell you this has some oil in it, it's not very much, that if you use this on watercolor paper, it can keep the watercolor paper from absorbing water. But if you're very, very gentle with it, it's probably going to be okay. So with experience, you'll find out what works and what doesn't. But I'm sharing with you time-tested, many years worth of working and what I do. Take what works and leave the rest behind. So what I do is I lighten up the lines. I use a soft pencil, like a 2B, to do the drawing, but then I like to lighten it up, and so it really just kind of disappears into the painting. So here we go. I'm just lightening it very slightly, just like taking some of the graphite off the paper. It's a very delicate thing that I'm doing, and I also recommend that you protect the painting from the oils of your hand and everything else as you're working. I just use a piece of paper, any kind of paper will do, and I put it down, say for instance like here where my hand is going to be, so I can work where I'm going to work without disturbing the paper, without having any your hand has oils, and you want to be you want to be careful with that. The other thing, and then this is the photograph I'll be working from. I recommend you take your own photographs. It's part of the It's part of the creative process. You don't have to take your own photos, but you might want to because your vision is kind of linked up with it. But if you want, you can use photographs that speak to you and that you have an affinity for. Just look deeply at them and really see what it is that you love about them, what it is you want that's drawing you to it. Really investigate the photograph to see, what do I like about this? Do I like this? Yeah, and maybe I'll change that when I'm working on the painting or whatever. This is just a point of departure. I'm not really doing photorealism. That's very different. But there's so much more to this than just handling your materials and producing great works of art. There are many invisible components. The creative impulse, for instance, that feeling that makes us want to paint, draw, and create, and the various layers of reality, bandwidths of frequency we exist on, all of which need smooth pathways to integrate, mesh, and become physical, to become the works of art we desire. So alignment and grounding are key factors. As a longtime explorer of alternative healing methods, I'm a born seer. I became a Reiki master over 25 years ago, and I'm a natural healer. So I bring a wealth of experience to the table that allows me to be present with you in ways that help you make progress. I'm not, by the way, I'm not doing anything to your energy field as we work. It's just a natural process of being super present with you and bringing my skills to the table, both practically and spiritually. So if you feel a resonance, then you'll know it's right to reach out. You have to feel a resonance with whoever it is that you're going to work with at any level. Remember, you can explore the links that are below in the description box to learn more about what I offer. And I just want to thank you for joining me here today, and I hope to see you again here soon.